Hello once again, Internet. It's me, Carmen, coming right back at you. I'm walking down this hotel hallway in Williamsburg, Virginia. I even have myself a nice little mask, but the only reason I had it down is because there's no one in the hallway right now. I don't have many people around, but it is good to be mindful, especially right now with the pandemic going on. Try to keep people safe, keep people well. I think that's very important. But I figured I'd just come out here, do something random, a little bit different, say hello to y'all, let y'all know what I'm doing, give y'all a little clue into what I have been up to. I've been working a lot, I've been doing a lot, I've been tired out, so I'm taking a little break here. Right now I'm waiting on the elevator. Hopefully, I'll put my mask on just in case, because I don't want to be disrespectful. But no one's in the elevator. Going down to the first floor. I am taking it easy. I've been here since yesterday, and I got me a jacuzzi suite yesterday. Tonight I just downgraded to a regular room because I don't really need the jacuzzi right now. But yeah, I'm just enjoying myself. We're slipping the mask back up, taking it easy. I'm here in the elevator. Figured I'd give y'all a little taste of what I'm up to and some of my surroundings. So right now, as you can see, there are many cars going past me. I'm right next to Bypass Road right now, Route 60. In Williamsburg. This is one of the main kind of thoroughfares helping move traffic through the area. Now, like, the current designation of US 60 isn't necessarily historic because it bypasses most of like the actual old town colonial Williamsburg. So you'll see a lot of hotels and different things on this stretch of highway. Like you see right behind me over there, that's Holiday Inn. You got a 7-Eleven right there. You got La Quinta, Days Inn. Williamsburg is a very touristy town, but it's not touristy like... Williamsburg is an interesting town because I wouldn't describe it like quite like a normal tourist town. I don't feel like, in one sense, it doesn't feel too overwhelming because everything around here goes kind of for the historical theme, kind of with looking towards like the older styles of architecture. So you'll see that trend followed with a lot of the hotels and a lot of the buildings around here. But I will say, like, Williamsburg is a pretty chill balance because you have colonial Williamsburg, you have Busch Gardens, and you have all the other spots. What are y'all looking for? Oh yeah, I just had some people pulling through. I think some people saw me taking a video side, like, hey, want to say hey or something, but I didn't quite get it. But anyways, I was talking about Williamsburg. And kind of, to me, the reason I choose to stay here is both because for me it's convenient and because Williamsburg is honestly just a pretty nice town in general. Very good vibes. Like, just Williamsburg is always very relaxed in a lot of ways. Now, it's not perfect for sure. I guess what I'll say is that everyone has different experiences, but I really like being in Williamsburg. Anyways, I know I kind of got into a tangent, and basically I'm just making this video to say hello, kind of give you a little glimpse of what I'm up to and show some of my surroundings here in lovely Williamsburg, Virginia, here on Bypass Road. I'm just walking down the street because I don't have anything else better to do. And my mask keeps falling off my face. Wear that mask, y'all. But yeah, Williamsburg, for those who don't know, Williamsburg is a very historical town. It used to be the colonial capital of Virginia before the United States was even a country. Williamsburg is just very interesting because they preserve a lot of the history here. Jamestown is very close by. It's pretty much in the same scope of area. So you have Jamestown, one of the original colonies of the United States. You have Williamsburg, which is the original capital of Virginia. And you also have, within this proximity, you have Busch Gardens, you have all of the other smaller attractions. So Williamsburg, you really have a lot of activities to do in an area that is not very big at all. Like, Williamsburg itself, land-wise, is probably the size of a medium town. Like, it's a small city. So that'll give you a perspective. About 15,000 residents, I think. I'm just getting this out of my head here, so do your own research. But Williamsburg's pretty cool. Williamsburg's pretty cool. And there's a lot of construction, even now. Well, I shouldn't say even now, I guess, because coronavirus hasn't really, like, stopped everything, but a lot of things are slowed down. There's not really much tourism as there usually is. Like at the hotel I'm staying at, the parking lot's almost totally empty. Like I said, knock on wood, I think that's a good thing right now because we don't want to be spreading the coronavirus all around everyone. Like, I am out here, but this is the first time I've actually went out since March. Like, this is the first time I've gotten a hotel room in a few months. So it's like, for me, it's fun being able to be out here and enjoy the scenery, enjoy staying somewhere and getting away from home. But I'm still definitely taking precautions. I think it's like, social distancing isn't perfect, but doing my best to maintain social distance, maintain that 6 feet, or at least, even if you're not maintaining 6 feet perfectly, because a lot of us, you know, it's easy not to think about. And also, I think that depends, like if you're talking with someone, you kind of tend to get closer than 6 feet anyways, whether we should or not. But I'm not advising that. I think 6 feet is the rule. And definitely, at the very least, wear a mask, you know. I'm here in Williamsburg, but I'm kind of from the area. I don't live in Williamsburg, so technically I'm kind of coming in, but I live very close by. So for me, this is traveling within my region. But I would say if you're coming from out of town, I think it's even, if you're coming from out of town, I would just say a lot of stuff's going to be closed right now. You can still go and see Colonial Williamsburg. You can still go and see certain things, but like, we are in phase 3 of the reopening, but things still aren't totally normal. Busch Gardens normally would be open in the middle of the summer during this time, and Busch Gardens is still closed up. So, I mean, it's fun to be here, but it's definitely different than what I'm used to. Like, usually, like, you come in the middle of the summer, this road would have a lot more traffic. I mean, I'm kind of talking out of my butt here because I don't sit here watching the road traffic all day, but this is definitely a decent primary, kind of secondary thoroughfare to get around Williamsburg. So 60 will definitely get backed up. Well, not necessarily backed up. You'll definitely see decent amounts of traffic out here, but it still isn't bad. Like, it's not bad. This is like local traffic. There's not really too much going on, but everything is still open. Like, Golden Corral here is closed, but Cracker Barrel's open. The hotels are open. So, I mean, like, if you want to get out and actually, like, stay at a hotel, if you want to come out here and, like, see, like, Colonial Williamsburg, see Jamestown. I don't know if Jamestown is open. Probably not, but I haven't looked into it. I have not looked into it, but Williamsburg, in Colonial Williamsburg, a lot of the restaurants are open. You have people walking down the streets. Not quite as much activity as you would have in the middle of the summer. So if that's what you're looking for, then by all means. I mean, I'm not encouraging everyone to flock here. I'm just rambling. I'm not trying to encourage a whole flock of people to come here. I'm just showing Williamsburg, Virginia. If anything, this is kind of a touristy stretch of Williamsburg, Virginia. Because as you can see, there's a Days Inn right there. There's a Travel Lodge right there. There's a Cracker Barrel right there. And there's a Best Western right there. So you're surrounded by hotels. And there's also a Hooters behind the, well, not behind, but right past the Travel Lodge. There's a couple other restaurants, different things in this area. And actually, if we walk down to Richmond Road, that's where all the businesses really are. This part of Route 60 is more of a secondary, where you have like a lot of businesses, a lot of hotels, but like McDonald's, Taco Bell, like a lot of the hotel chains are further down the road. And that's like on Route 60 down there. So that's something to keep in mind. But it's all very close together. Like, if I keep walking, we'll get there before the end of the vlog. If my mask does not slip off my face. It's all good, though. It's all good. I'm very lucky, very fortunate to be able to even come out here, to not be struggling. Not only not be struggling, but be in a place where I can even go and relax. So I definitely am wearing my mask and doing my best to be mindful. Not spread around the coronavirus, because the pandemic is still very real right now. There's still a lot of people suffering. But right now, that's all. I don't want to say it's besides the point. I don't want to put it down. I'm just enjoying Williamsburg today. Leave a thumbs up for Williamsburg. Leave a thumbs up for my mask not slipping off my face. Pretty much, I'm just taking it easy though, y'all. I am taking it easy. I want to do more stuff like this where I'm out and about in public, because I do feel like there's a certain value to this, like being out, enjoying, showing people what's going on, because this is like documenting history in a lot of ways. What's going on right now is historical. We're in the middle of a global pandemic, and I know I said I wasn't going to get into that, but I think in one way it's interesting because, like, I can never think of another time in my life where everyone was walking around wearing masks. I mean, hey, I feel fine personally wearing a mask, and I don't think it's necessarily horrible unless you have breathing issues or health conditions that might make it problematic for you. But for me personally, I actually don't mind the mask. What I mind is just like how much it slips off my face. And I'm sure I could do some more with my nose guard. I don't know if I'm wearing it perfectly, but try to do the best we can to keep my breaths filtered, filter out the breaths. As well, you know, it does not matter. I'm having a blast. So this is Bypass Road, and right here it turns into York County, but it's all kind of called Williamsburg. Just different jurisdictions kind of overlap a lot in this area. But you'll see a sign right up there. I don't think you can quite make it out. So we're not, Virginia is very interesting in the fact that in Virginia, independent cities are the same as counties. So in other states, when you like go into another city, you're in a different county. But in Virginia, like once I crossed it, I'm not in York County anymore. It's probably something most people don't even think about or care about, but I'm kind of a geek. I find jurisdictions and stuff interesting. But what it also means is a different school system, different police, firefighting, water, sewer, although I don't know how all that exactly breaks down. Well, I know some of it, but that's a topic for another story and something I am not super well versed on. I just figured I would show this view of the train tracks here, right next to Bypass Road. We've got this beautiful overhang right here where some of the trains pass through. I can't remember if it's CSX or Norfolk Southern who has this line. That's pretty cool. Right here in the heart of the city, or kind of near the heart of the city. You've got Bypass Road right here, the train tracks, and you've got Williamsburg in the distance. You can see some of the buildings right over there. I think I found a funny time to go out and vlog because I think it's about to start thundering down and raining. Maybe I can find somewhere far away from these cars. Somewhere where I can hear myself think a little. Maybe that somewhere will be right here. Right here. A little bit of a calmer section of road. This is Richmond Road, Bypass Road. The train tracks are actually right behind here that we were just looking at a little while back. We're right here on Bypass Road, right next to Whitley's Peanuts and Spartan Gyros. I'm walking down the street. I wanted to like get an Uber into town, well, Lyft, Uber. But I looked up the times and it was like 30 minutes from now. So I was like, you know, I'll just do something a little, maybe not quite as elegant, but still chillin'. Chilling in Williamsburg, having a blast. I'm just walking down the street. Thumbs up for walking down the street. I've probably walked like half a mile by now. Probably not that much, but at least a quarter of a mile. 1/4 of a mile, something like that. Taking in the relaxing day. I'm probably gonna go back and chill after this. I just wanted to get out and kind of give y'all a little taste, a little slice, because I have been missing a lot off of YouTube lately. I've let life get busy, but at the same time, I still want to be here making videos, having fun, probably not properly wearing a mask. I'm trying to do my best, but it keeps slipping off my nose. It keeps slipping off my nose. But yeah, guys, I'm here in Williamsburg. Hee hee. I don't know if y'all remember earlier in the video, but I did briefly touch on how a lot of the architecture in Williamsburg is different from the average because of how they like to preserve history and go with that kind of colonial theme. Like, it's not perfect. There are definitely places in Williamsburg that don't reflect that as much, but as I was walking down the street, I actually found the perfect example, and I want to show you. Let's duck through here. We have this Walgreens pharmacy right in front of us, done up in this lovely brickwork. And this is what I find interesting, because this has obviously not been here for hundreds of years. This building was built to be themed more towards the colonial, kind of older aesthetics. You see the brickwork, you see the lights. Obviously, it's not totally like perfectly era or anything like that, but it's very interesting. You see this at a lot of businesses in Williamsburg, especially within the actual city limits, because of their zoning codes. Well, zoning building codes. I'm probably not using the right terminology there exactly, but Williamsburg encourages a lot of this. And for certain uses, I don't want to say they mandate using brick. I don't want to say something that's incorrect. Someone can leave some more details out in the comments if you know how planning and zoning works in Williamsburg, Virginia. But they really encourage people to go with the colonial style, especially within the actual like city limits, because for those of you who don't know the Williamsburg area, you have Williamsburg, you have James City County, and you have York County, and that's a whole nother subject of debate, the different jurisdictions that make up what we call Williamsburg. But all of the colonial stuff, all of the historical stuff is kind of more centered in the city of Williamsburg. I don't mean like there's not other historical sites. Obviously, Jamestown. You obviously have Busch Gardens, which are both in James City County. But like the actual like city core, like where they go the most serious on the colonial architecture. And I could be wrong on some of my little details here, because this is all from my memory. But and they go really big on this kind of style of architecture within the actual city of Williamsburg. You see this a lot. You'll see banks, you'll see different businesses, even modern businesses that are styled to look this way, because Williamsburg really goes for that colonial look. Oh gosh, I just hit my head on a tree branch right here. On a little tree branch. Little tree branch. Alright guys, before I wrap it up, I figured I'd give y'all, if not a little bit of a rainy look, a little bit of a look further in, still in the outskirts of Williamsburg. But you have William and Mary right here. They pretty much go all the way down, and you start seeing buildings further down the street. I'm at the corner of Richmond and Scotland, even though I don't even know what you consider that. But you have William and Mary right here, kind of their part of their sports complex and different things, and that keeps going. You have the College Deli behind me and a few other restaurants that cater to local college students and kind of the crowd that comes around here. Vacationers, college students, residents, whoever's coming through. It's all good. Anyways, guys, I just figured I'd show this little bit of Williamsburg before I left, so I'll get you a good look at it. You got the delis, and you got the little College Deli right here. You have Paul's Deli over there, a few businesses. A lot of these places have been here for a very long time. I mean, I know some of this has changed, like the buildings have been here. I'm gonna have to do some more research on that. But I know the College Deli, I could, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's been there for quite a while. And all of these buildings, some of them are built in the older style, so that can be fooling unless you're really looking at the fine details. But a lot of these buildings around here are also very old, and that's very interesting too. Another interesting facet of Williamsburg. A lot of older buildings, especially as you get closer to the city. It's one of the oldest, probably one of the older cities in the United States that is decently preserved. Now, of course, the Rockefellers in the early 1900s did a lot of work in Williamsburg, restoring a lot of colonial Williamsburg, so you do have to keep that in mind. A lot of it is reconstruction. But there is a lot of history here, a lot of genuine history here, and a lot of charm. Williamsburg does have a good charm factor. Now, I feel weird even talking about charm because, like, that's different to everyone. And there's obviously a lot of things here, a lot of nuance, and a lot that I do not know about Williamsburg. I just got to put that out there up front. But Williamsburg is a very lovely community. It's a great place to go on a vacation. And honestly, I haven't lived here, but I feel like it would be a great place to live. Or at least it has a lot of potential to. Again, I don't want to speak for that. I'm sure there's people who live here who love it, people who live here who might not be such big fans, maybe because of their own personal circumstances or things that have happened or what they want out of a city. But Williamsburg is a very lovely place. It's very interesting, very vibrant, and you definitely have that colonial style going on. But you have everything you need. And I think that's one thing that makes Williamsburg really cool. It's very colonial. It definitely taps into that history, that historical factor. But Williamsburg is still a regular place. You still have any restaurant you could probably think of, any chain restaurant, a very vibrant small business community, a lot of smaller restaurants. So you really have a good balance of a lot of things in Williamsburg. Anyways, you guys, I am getting rained on. I'm here in Williamsburg, and that's going to be about it for me. I appreciate y'all watching this vlog and watching it go from sunshine to rain. If y'all like this video and you want my mask to stay on my face, or whatever, be sure to leave it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I appreciate all of you watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if my mask will stay on my face, peace out, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful day.